Yeah, screenshot noise is back. And as you can tell by the wheels, the expansion pack is working on my normal KSB thing now. So, you know what that means? I built a car, and you can hear the noise. You can probably tell it's not a normal car. But let's just take it for a little drive first, right? You know, check how it feels. All right. So, this thing just seems like a relatively normal car, right? Has some fancy schmancy lights, has the new wheels, has a strange engine sound, which for all you know could just be added for effect, and it fits 4 seats. Please ignore that the front seats are lower than the back seats. That's an error that will be fixed soon. But yeah, it's just I pull the totally normal car card right now, but well, alright, look, this is like a vehicle for transporting. Oh, geez, hang on, let me get closer to it. This thing is like a vehicle for transporting fuel to rockets and stuff, and the car. Actually, how does a Kerbal fit inside of that? Like, you know what? Let's not dwell on the small things. All right, you probably know by now that I never build normal cars in this game. If you look at any of my prior Kerbal Space Program videos. So yeah, I'm gonna hit the Z key really quick, and that engine sound gets higher and higher pitched. And this thing is probably braking around 60 meters per second right now. And then look, that's why I love these retractable wheels. Because now, this thing either looks like the DeLorean from Back to the Future or Fab 1 from Thunderbird. So just, like, I mean, how can you not love these new wheels? Alright. Like, they make flying cars so much cooler. So yeah, prepare to receive, like, a boatload of Kerbal Space Program content, because I love this expansion pack. Alright. I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, and this car is also very maneuverable. So that's an upside. Now, I'd fire the rocket at this thing, but it's made entirely out of the new structural panels, which have, like, absurd impact tolerance. So the missile would probably explode, and the car would be fine. So, yeah, we're doing some little stunts with this thing just through the air, and I love this craft, alright? Like, it's so fun to use. Alright, like, I am not the best at cosmetically building things, but, like, I'm proud of how this thing looks. Also, yeah, air drifting, that's a thing. I didn't include a vertical stabilizer, and it actually works out pretty well for this car. Ah. Yep. Also parachutes. Yeah, you can hit space if a Kerbal is in a seat, and the parachute will automatically deploy when the seat is destroyed. So yeah, he survived, but none of the others did because they didn't hit space in time. But yeah, like I just love this little car. All right, so I'm gonna do some more stuff with it really quick. So first of all, I actually remembered to quick save here. So yeah, none of that is necessary, or none of like re-crewing it up or anything is necessary, so, but that's not the thing about this craft, that's just the thing in general. So, let's actually show off some stuff about this craft. Number one, for those of you who are summoning the Kraken, also, yeah, that's how the fuel and engines fit together. Yeah, I just had to attach the engines to the fuel tanks, because these little fuel tanks do not, like, throw priority and, like, fuel pipes or anything. They're just really weird. You know, they're self-conscious, alright? Like, they feel violated if you, like, offend them by using different fuel tanks. So, you know, I gave them their day in the sun. And yeah, there was just an explosion of parachutes back there, but let's pretend that didn't happen. Also, because of all the reaction wheels, this thing needs to stay stable while flying. It can, like, do that, and it's totally fine, because again, these structural panels are, like, invincible. Or, excuse me, invincible, because people keep, well, one person keeps correcting me on that. Parsival. Alright. Yeah. And for those of you who are wondering, it actually can take off without, like, hitting a ramp. So we're gonna show that here in its full glory, because it's a rather strenuous process, shall we say. Alright. So, we need to wait for this thing to get going very, very quickly if we want it to work. I would have hooked these up, like the red lights up to the brake action group, but that seemed a little bit too, I don't know, car-like for my tastes. So, once we're going at about this speed, you want to just pull up really hard and explode. Yeah, that's basically the idea. You usually want to start pulling up earlier than that, so that it doesn't just explode from the sudden torque. But, you know, teach their own. Alright, so, one last thing that I really do love about this car, it can land, and it doesn't need to use, like, the little tactic of, like, oh jeez, hang on, ooh, this is not gonna be good, and, alright, I think that I saved it, let's just go, you know, I like its ability to land, its ability to take off is, rather lacking. Okay, I got it into the air. Now, I was going to say, I like how this thing can actually land on its wheels. And it lands smoother than a lot of other cars and doesn't use the cheap method of, like, deploying airplane wheels out from below it. Like, it just lands on its actual wheels. And touchdown. Yahtzee. Bingo. Yeah. Well, as you can see, the car is mostly intact, but Kraken glitches with Kerbals and seats, you know? Like, if the Kerbals weren't in the seats, that thing would have landed very smoothly, and I know it is possible to do it, like, well with the Kerbals in there, but you have to touch down very particularly. I could try again, but, I mean, there's one last thing I want to test. So, alright. This thing actually can't take off before the end of the runway. It does take off, it just takes a longer length than that of the runway. I originally intended it for it to be a VTOL, but that didn't really work out. So, nah. Alright, but we are not going to be taking off. We are heading out to the water. Because I want to see if this thing can submarine. I think it holds a grand total of 19 units of fuel, so if it can submarine, it won't submarine for long. And yes, I'm using submarine as a verb, get over it. Alright. Dun-da-da. Now, please don't break, please don't break. Okay, I think it's safe. I think it's not safe at all. It's not safe. It's not safe. Why would it ever be safe? I feel like one of the main weak points of this craft is that every part of it is, like, extremely reinforced except the bottom, because the bottom is made out of wings to give it the lift it needs. So, yeah. But I think it is heavy enough. Right? I don't know. Well, I guess we're about to see. I wonder if Kerbal parachutes work underwater. probably not, because normal parachutes don't work underwater. But, yeah. You know, you keep thinking that you're almost at the water, but there's always like another little ridge thing. Okay, let's come to a nice clean stop by the edge of the water, and then drive in. Hey, look at that. Yeah, this is pretty smooth. Alright, throttle up. Man, this thing really is like Fab 1. Well, a very slow and boxy Fab 1, but Fab 1 nonetheless. Unless the DeLorean from Back to the Future ever went underwater. Alright, I'm gonna cut until we're further down. You know, I've just come to think, all of my flying cars seem to work better underwater. I think that's a problem. Alright, let's try and touch down. Yeah, it's ever so slightly buoyant, I think, so we have to go further down. Not that that will change its buoyancy, but I just want to go further down. Alright, this is starting to seem like about how far down the car wants to go. So I just activated the parachutes. Let's see if we can get them to, like, activate underwater. Well, we can't really blow the thing up underwater. So you know what? Why don't we go, like, full-on movie-style launching your super vehicle out of the water. Let's see how this looks. You know how in movies they'll, like, launch the super spaceship out of the water? Why don't we do that here? Let's see how epic this looks. This is slower than I imagined it would be. Oh? We ran out of fuel. I ran out of fuel underwater in a car. I think that's a new low, both literally and metaphorically. As a matter of fact, it's a low of negative 150 meters. So I think this is a good point to end the video on. And it is worth noting that this craft is ever so slightly inspired by, again, Bagel Rabbit's DeLorean. But then again, I was the one who made the suggestion for that, so I can still take full credit for this, right? Also, new flameout effects, yay. I still can't get over these things. But, yeah, this is your second KSP video. I'll probably do another Terraria video after this, and then probably another KSP video, because I really love Kerbal Space Program right now. So, yeah. Hope you enjoyed this. Thank you, and good night.